everybody. Today I do want to talk what is on everybody's mind. I want to talk about the Federal Reserve. I want to talk about Jerome Powell. And of course, I want to talk about interest rates. In today's video, I will be going over the decision by the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, to raise by 75 basis points, bringing us all the way up to 4% federal funds rate. The question is, how much more can the federal funds rate be raised without putting us in a complete deep recession, aka depression? And how much more do we need to raise in order to curb inflation? Because inflation is literally out of control, north of 8%. And although America is doing better than most of their European counterparts, we are still having over 8% inflation. And regular every single day Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck, and unfortunately this is most of the country, is having a really hard time surviving. So the question is, we need to see how much debt Americans have, we need to see how much savings Americans have, and then we need to look a little bit on the real estate market and what do we think is going to happen. The question is, why are we looking at the real estate market? We got to look at the real estate market because our single biggest investment as most Americans is going to be our homes. I'm not even talking about investment vehicles of homes. I'm talking about literally our primary residence. That's usually where most Americans have the most equity in. The thing is, as interest rates go up, so do mortgages. As mortgages go up, people tend to have less purchasing power. And by 10, they mean a shit ton less purchasing power, which means that the prices of homes need to start going down, which means the equity in your home goes down proportionate to the amount of value those homes are going down. And the question is, are we on the brink of a deep recession, aka a major depression, or not? In this video, I will be going over everything that I just mentioned and make a correlation to equities, real estate, and of course, cryptocurrency. If this is something that you can get behind and something that interests you, which I'm assuming it does because everybody is about their paper, everybody is chasing that money, baby, then you should stick around, sit back, relax, and I think you're gonna gain a lot from this video. But before I go any further, may I ask you for a personal favor? I want you to go in the comments down below. I don't want you to comment anything for me. I don't want you to click any likes. I don't want you to click any subscribes. I want you to do a good deed that's going to make you feel good because I would do this for any one of you. You see, my friend Mike, he's visiting his mother at the hospice today. His mother, Vanda, is in the hospice. She's a beautiful lady, full of life. And I think that some nice comments is just going to bring her spirits up and bring her joys up. Vanda, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you, we love you, and we want to give you the best hugs and kisses, perfect vibes that there possibly is in this world. So guys, if you're part of Team Adam Bergman, let's show the Team Adam Bergman love and hit up a comment for Vanda down below. I'm sure she's either going to be reading the comments or she's going to be read the comments by my man Mike. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And you did a good deed and you should feel good about yourself. With that said, let's get right into this video. Guys, this is the Fed and it's just economic data, a shit ton of economic data, and you guys should learn about this site. This is the federal funds rate, and this tracks it since the beginning of time, since 1954. Currently, this is our federal funds rate right around here. Now, our federal funds rate is here. And when's the last time we had something like this? If you go all the way back to when? 2008. So the federal funds rate that we have right now is the same exact rate that we had in 2008. The problem is the federal funds rate that we had in 2008, as you can see, we had a federal funds rate that was going up, and all of a sudden we had a federal funds rate that was going down. Why? It was going down in order to save us from a recession. That's what happened in 2008. Fast forward to today, we don't have a high or low federal funds rate to save us from a recession, and it's during a technical recession that can quite possibly put us into a major recession or a depression. You see, in 2008, we were lowering interest rates to hit the same interest rates that today we are raising interest rates. So this was what was happening. And in both cases, we're in a depression. In both cases, we're in a recession. One we're trying to get out of, and one, you understand where I'm going with this, right? This is our mortgage rates. Our mortgage rates a year ago was at 3%. Currently, our mortgage rates are above 7%. Let me just rephrase that, above 7%. And these are stated mortgage rates. In actuality, you're getting very, very close to 8% right now if you want a 30-year fixed mortgage. So let me explain to you how that works. There's something called a 28% rule. There's other rules, but for the most part, the 28% rule is your total mortgage payment can only be 28% of your gross salary. So let's just do a very, very simple equation. If you were making $60,000 a year ago, you would be able to afford a house. A standard $500,000 house, 20% down, you're paying your mortgage $400,000, you're paying around $1,200. Because of the 28% rule, you needed to make at least $60,000. Forget about if you can actually afford it or not. Let's just talk about the math if you would qualify to get the mortgage. Remember, you got the mortgage, you got the house, and your house appreciated this entire time until now. As mortgage rates go up, that same $60,000 at 3%, you would have to pay the same exact house. Instead of $1,200, you would have to be paying $2,400. And with the same 28% rule, you would need to make approximately $120,000. You need to make double the amount of money to qualify. The question is, how many people doubled their money in the last year, and how many people have enough disposable income since inflation went up that they can spend that on their mortgage? And since the answer is very few, that means that the prices of real estate is going to go down. As the prices of real estate is going to go down, the equity that most people have, their largest equity, is also going to get depleted. And this is a very dangerous, dangerous spot. Now, I don't think this is going to be a 2008 because in 2008, people had fugazi mortgages. People were not qualified altogether. At least now they qualify you for a mortgage. Forget if you can afford it, but you're actually qualified. What I'm scared is going to happen is people have a record high debt. People have record low savings, people's equities in their real estate, and their real estate is about to go down as well. There's more and more inventory that is not being sold. There is less and less homes that are actually being on the market right now, which means there's a huge disconnect between sellers and buyers. Eventually, they're going to meet, and there's going to be a new equilibrium for the prices. As you can see, the Dow Jones was down 1.55%, the S&P 500 was down 2.5%, and the NASDAQ was down 3.36%. However, interestingly enough, the 10-year yield is actually up, and the 10-year yield is at 4%. What does that mean? That we believe that in 10 years from now, inflation is going to be more than 4%, and that's why they're giving you a 4% return on a 10-year treasury bond. Really, really scary. The higher the 10-year is, the worse it is because the outlook is that inflation is still going to be high. Now, for all of my crypto heads, crypto now acts as a sub-asset of the tech sector of the NASDAQ. So for all intents and purposes, what happens to the NASDAQ is what ends up happening to crypto as a whole. In crypto, we do have a chance, two chances. Elon Musk starts accepting crypto on a larger scale for Twitter, and then other social media outlets are going to do the same. And it's possible, since the entire economy is going to shit for the whole world, maybe, just maybe, people are going to start looking back on cryptocurrency as the stable source. Also, as cryptocurrency went down first, now equities, and then real estate, maybe cryptocurrency comes back first, then equities, then real estate. But for all intents and purposes, crypto is literally acting as the NASDAQ. So when I say NASDAQ, I also mean crypto and vice versa. Now, currently, the NASDAQ is down nearly 30% for the year, and the S&P 500 is down nearly 20% for the year. We are most certainly in bear territory or close to bear territory. Now, interestingly enough, we got to see what's going to happen next year because in theory, the year following a down market, in theory, the following year, the percentages is 75% chance of an actual green market in the double digits. Remember, the lower you go, the easier it is to go up. So, guys, let me know what you think is going to happen. Let me know what you think the Federal Reserve is going to do. I do believe that they're getting closer to pivoting. And when I say pivoting, I don't mean that they're going to reduce the rates. I don't mean that they're going to be neutral. I mean that they're going to be raising a little bit less. So instead of 75 basis points in the next meeting, maybe, just maybe, they're going to be raising by 50 basis points. Trust me, they are well aware that the economy is on the brink of collapse. They are well aware of what's happening in the world. But there is a shining light, a glimmer of hope. If this war is going to end, this geopolitical situation in Ukraine, then the economy for the world is probably going to start bouncing back up. I'm not saying it's going to be spring-loaded, boom, we're back. However, although it's going to take time, this is most certainly going to start rallying everything. It's interesting. One of the main reasons for inflation right now is supply chain constraints. The question is, how the F do we have supply chain constraints? At this point, everybody is locked and loaded and everybody is producing. I understand that it might not be pre-COVID levels. However, it's definitely not COVID levels either. Obviously, people are price gauging. Obviously, people want to make profits. And obviously, people are just charging more than they should be charging. But heck, this is a capitalistic society and everybody's going to do what everybody needs to do. At the end of the day, this is not a communist society. We are not a socialistic society. And I guess survival of the fittest. And at the end of the day, we're going to let the economy sort everybody out. Guys, thank you so much. Please give me the likes. Please give me the shares. Please give me a subscribe. And I got an absolutely amazing video coming out next week. So hit the likes, hit the share, hit the subscribe, and most importantly, hit the bell notification so you don't miss the video when it comes out. And if you can't wait until next week, guys, I have one of these amazing videos right here. Just click on them. I'm sure you're going to love it and enjoy it. Thank you so much and have a great day.